Hi, this is Joanna Rose Cabusog of Bachelor of Elementary Education, General Education, 2A. I am here to state the task given by our very own professor, Sir Ray Ferdinand Gagani, in relating the interrelationship between theories of learning, thinking processes, methods of teaching, and assessment framework in designing functional lesson guides for mathematics teaching and learning in the primary level. It is important for a teacher to know and prepare for whatever is needed to be used in teaching with the concern and consideration of each student's learning ability. Most important here is the process to be done so that they can better understand and to really learn. Theories of learning mathematics includes some approaches: the brain-based learning, project-based learning, and problem-based learning, which helps educators to clarify and make the teaching process effective and for the children to understand well and will be able to apply it by their own. These three should be used in designing a lesson plan so that students will not only be focusing on one goal, but they can also develop another activities, and thus the teacher will know more clearly if they are really learning and so on. They will also learn a lot. You can help students develop their knowledge and enhance of the use of their brain, their skills, and the ability to solve problems. With the help of philosophies and psychological perspectives of learning, there is where we can see the thinking processes that will make it easier for the teacher to know the basic knowledge of children due to the help of constructivism. Because of this, we will know that children have learned something without being taught. They've only learned it because of their environment and of themselves. Here too, one can see what their various behaviors are and their thinking or mental processes in learning. It is essential for a teacher to know the meaning of thinking, so it is considered in the philosophical, psychological, and sociological foundation of thinking, so that the thinking and thinking skills of the students are well developed, because it is important not only in their schooling but also in its use in their society as well. Now that the theories of learning and the thinking processes have been organized and clear, the methods of teaching can be implemented. That in teaching, a teacher really needs to have a critical thinking skills with intellectual resources and the ability to analyze issues or situation. It is also necessary to have the characteristic of a critical thinker, the standard of thinking well, having unique knowledge from the past that is still being used, hands-on and follow strategies and procedures, critical that is not immediately satisfied and still looking for the innermost, and the habit of thinking. It is important to use inductive and deductive methods in teaching so that your teaching will not be boring to the children and so that they will not get used to the same method you do. It is important in the lesson plan that there is a deductive method where you will first give them the whole or general rule before you give the specific examples or activities, so that they know what they will do and they can prepare for it. It is also important to have an inductive method where you will give specific tasks or examples before you expose the whole thing. You will let them think logically first if what it is, and because of that, they can use their theories of learning and their thinking processes. The last concept in developing a lesson plan is to make an assessment model or an assessment framework, because it is also one of the most important thing of all. In order for a teacher to know if the students have really learned something from the lesson that been discussed using theories of learning, thinking processes, and methods of teaching, here you will also find out which aspects the student is good at. The Bloom's Taxonomy Model by Benjamin Bloom in 1956 is the most commonly used by teachers in conducting assessment models. Here, the teacher can see and know the understanding and memory of students. Another model of assessment is the structure of observed learning outcomes, or the Solo Taxonomy by Kevin Collis and John Biggs in 1982, which not only teachers can benefit but also students, because they can also use it as a basis for their learning processes. The interrelationship of the four concepts is very important in designing or developing a lesson plan so that the flow of teaching and students' learning will be smooth and clear. Be an effective math teacher. Let's all help our students to love math. But before that, let's help ourselves first to love it more. That would be all. Thank you.